I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I look at this Raw and I think, I'm glad they didn't go down completely with what we thought was going to happen. The predictable. I got one question, and that is, what in the hell is WWE thinking? What are they thinking? Why can't they treat the King and Queen of the Ring tournament with prestige, with how it's supposed to be, not just fill it up with stories and not care about what it truly used to be meant for, what they used to treat it as. And that is the best of the best wrestler. Or treat it as the best up-and-comer. Who's the best up-and-comer? Why do we have to tease Judgment Day versus Judgment Day in the King and the Queen of the Ring tournament? Why did we have, and quite frankly, this is the problem that they had by sticking Femi in it, okay? As much as I like the fact that they have Femi, if you look at the direction that they're going, all they did was back themselves into a corner. What are you going to do now? Femi came out tonight and he pretty much said that he made a spoiler by saying that he's going on to win the King of the Ring tournament and he's going to slay the beast and he needs a title and yada yada yada. You backed yourselves into a corner by saying that, and now Brock Lesnar is going to come out and cost Femi the King of the Ring tournament. Femi does not win the King of the Ring tournament. Whether you have Dominic Mysterio beat Femi, and then you have Dominic Mysterio face either, which I wouldn't mind seeing. I would not mind seeing Javon Evans versus Roman Reigns. Personally, I would not. In a sense of use that match up in the same way as you would have used it, as if we would have seen Matt Riddle versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, when they put Matt Riddle versus Roman Reigns on SmackDown, and we got Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns in a last man standing matchup at SummerSlam at Nashville in 2022. You could put that matchup at the SummerSlam instead. Roman Reigns and Javon Evans. Simple as that. Build Javon Evans up for on Raw. There's been reports that Roman Reigns has been working with Javon Evans anyway. Have that pay off. Let Roman Reigns and Javon Evans put on a banger matchup. Have him win the King of the Ring tournament. Have Brock Lesnar cost Femi, since we're going through all this crap. Have him cost Brock Lesnar cost Femi the King of the Ring tournament. Have him do it next week. Get this over with. I don't like saying it. Don't drag this out. Don't make it where it's a bloodline thing, and we drag the bloodline thing, because we all know that Jey Uso more than likely will win the Fatal 4-Way matchup this Friday on SmackDown. So have Javon Evans beat Jey Uso, and then have Femi beat, or have Femi lose to Dominic Mysterio, and then have Dominic Mysterio and face Javon Evans. Yes, I know what I just said, not many people's going to agree with. But at least, that tells some story. And hopefully they either have that Brock Lesnar Femi matchup at the King and Queen of the Ring tournament, or they will drag that story out. Who knows? To the Saturday night's main event match, or until SummerSlam. Me personally, I would rather see them have it at SummerSlam. I don't want to see Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I don't want to see that. Me personally, I'm also tired of the tease of Judgment Day versus Judgment Day. You all know that they're not teasing Raquel Rodriguez going to SmackDown. They're not. What's really going to happen is Raquel Rodriguez is going to lose to the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky, next week. That's what's really going to happen. There's enough women on the roster that there's no business for Liv Morgan to be in the Queen of the Ring tournament. I think we all can agree with that one. We all can agree with that one. So once again, I ask, what in the world is WWE doing with the King and Queen of the Ring tournament? Do you all remember when the King and Queen of the Ring tournament was special, when they booked for the best of the best? They didn't just have, oh, this storyline's going here, this storyline's going there, this storyline's going here, all these storylines are going on. So we're going to put all these storylines in this tournament, and we're going to solve them in the tournament. That's what we're going to do. Or we're going to advance them in the tournament. Look at the, I know I go back to the 1993 King of the Ring tournament a lot, but look at that tournament. Bret Hart went through Razor Ramon, Mr. Perfect, and Bam Bam Bigelow in that tournament to become the king of the ring. That was the story. There was no, he had to go through that to become the king of the ring, to get to Hulk Hogan, or to get to Yokozuna or Lex Luger at SummerSlam. It was that tournament, he became the king of the ring, and then at the end, he faced Jerry the King Lawler after that. But it was that tournament, it was the tournament itself that was the story. It wasn't this story was going on, this story was going on, that story, this story, that story, and we're going to enhance the stories during the tournament. No, it wasn't. So what in the world is WWE doing? I mean, seriously, this stinks. When it comes to the king and queen of the ring tournament, it does. As far as the Intercontinental title is concerned, hey, look, Chad Gable's back, and I am glad that they are doing this kind of going around saying sorry type deal to all the luchadors, because we all know where that's headed. We all know where that's headed, and that's him turning heel again, and he's going to get that Intercontinental title off Penta sooner rather than later. And that is most deserved after everything he's done over the past year and a half. Whenever he became the OG El Grande Americano. That is most well deserved. So, banger of a match between Penta and Rey Mysterio for the men's Intercontinental title. But look, Chad Gable is going to be the new Intercontinental champion sooner rather than later. We're just waiting for this thing between Ethan Page and Rusev and Penta to wrap up, okay? This, between Rey Mysterio and Penta, really, if you ask me, is there to help promote Triple A some more, and to help rise Penta more than he already is. Speaking of Triple A, why else do you think Dominic Mysterio is in the place he is right now in the King of the Ring tournament? And why else do you think it is possible that he would beat Oba Femi? Huh? Why else? If he beats Oba Femi next week, not only because Brock Lesnar would get the upper hand by costing Oba Femi the match, but because they want to also put more eyes on Triple A, because he's a Triple A champion. Think of it that way, wrestling fans. Think of it that way. Whether we want that to happen or not. And as far as the women's Intercontinental champion is concerned, Sol Ruka, hey, I like her, but why does every women's forget about just women's, why does the majority of the Intercontinental Champion, even if the IC strap is the workhorse title? Why does every single one of them have to have some type of open challenge almost every week? It has not been the same, to be honest, since John Cena done his open challenges. That's not to say that other champions haven't had good open challenges, but it has not literally been the same since then. So why can't the workhorse champion come out and have legit feuds with people? Legit feuds. And I'm not saying for Sol Ruca to go backwards and have one with Becky Lynch either. Because I don't think anybody wants to see that again. Anybody. I know I'm done seeing Becky Lynch in the IC title picture. And quite frankly, I didn't really want to see Liv Morgan win tonight. I would rather see her defend her world title, which we have not seen yet. But I know I don't really want to see Becky Lynch going after the world title, the women's world title either. I know that. Put her in something that's important that doesn't have to do with a title. She's not somebody that has to have a title around her waist for a feud to be important. She's not. But you all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. That really was Monday Night Raw. There wasn't much else to Raw tonight. A lot of good wrestling, but as far as the stories being involved in the King of the Ring and stuff like that, I'm glad that Javon Evans won, and it would not bother me if he went to the finals and won the whole damn thing, if you want to know the truth. And faced Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, to be honest, because that really makes up. If you all remember, that really shows that they care about his future, and that kind of reminds me back when they just stuck Matt Riddle on SmackDown, stuck his title defense on SmackDown, Matt Riddle's, back in 2022 when Randy Orton was injured and they were having that feud. And then we moved right on to Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. You all know when Brock Lesnar went and tipped over the ring and did all that kind of good stuff. Look, I would be happy if WWE did something like that. Because we all know that Femi is not facing Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. And if he does, he's not taking the title off of him at SummerSlam. Roman Reigns is taking that title to WrestleMania next year. So, y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel today. Hit that bell button. Like, share, comment. It is appreciated. Helps out the channel. Helps out the video. So, if you enjoyed any of this, make sure you do all those things. And, of course, until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch all of you on the other side. Talk to you later.